resurrect a rankings turkey or a flop. Now, in any web portfolio, inevitably we're going to have a few sites that just don't perform well. Even if it seems like they've sort of been given the same SEO treatment as other sites that are doing pretty well, we always have those ones that just don't seem to go all that great. So this video is about the specific measures that you can employ that'll give you a very good chance of resurrecting that kind of rankings flop site. So the solutions that I've found that have worked pretty well for me in turning around a site that was kind of lost, not de-indexed, but just buried pretty low in the rankings. One of the most successful I've found is what I call a signature surge, and this involves renting for 1 month a batch of forum signature links across multiple forums from vendors on Digital Point, and I'll go to that subforum in a moment. But basically for 1 month, and typically I'll pay about $20 for this one link for 1 month, all of the posts across maybe 4 or 6 or 10 or 12 forums, adding up to over 10,000, will all have a link back to that site. And it seems like it's just a good kind of de-snagging measure. It just works very well in terms of just shaking it loose and getting things moving again. And I found this doesn't actually work at all with a new site, and it is a bit of a last resort here, but you kind of have nothing to lose, I assume, if the site seems kind of tanked and stuck down very, very low. The main vendor that I've used on Digital Point, even though a band is coming up next to her name, is Jerlene, J-E-R-L-E-N-E, and I'll put a link to her email address below this video. But I've used her quite a lot and found her forum signature packages work pretty well. On the Digital Point homepage here, I need to scroll down to the buy, sell, or trade area, and I need to click on link sales, and then I need to click on signature links here. So we can see we've got a bunch here offering Digital Point signature links, and in fact we wouldn't want the package for most of them. We've got one here for 9,000 posts on Digital Point. But I found this most effective when you can get it over several different forums. So look for those packages here. You can see all kind of different numbers here. Almost 2,000 posts there, 7,200 here. But typically they tend to be just on one forum. So just have a look through the kind of deals going right at the moment for a signature link and to get that signature surge working for your site that just isn't ranking at all. Something else that you can do that's quite interesting that I'm seeing in 301s at the moment is that it looks like penalties don't actually pass through 301s. So you can buy a new domain, could be an exact match domain if you wish, doesn't have to be, or even better an age domain with PageRank, and you can even move the content over after the 301 redirect is in place, and you're going to have all of those links that you've built to the old site that won't rank getting passed through to that new site, ideally an age domain with PageRank, and that's discussed extensively in the advanced area of the Academy. So you could do it with a new site, but ideally try to do it with an age domain with PageRank. Now the crucial factor here is what we're really trying to save is the links and not the site. In a way the site doesn't matter, but what we want to do is try to get some use out of those links that we've invested a lot of time and money in building, and a 301 redirect is a great way to do that. Something we do in homepage backlinks as well with de-index sites, and this has proved pretty successful, is to change the hosting company, change all of the content even if it's in the same niche, change the platform of the site, for example changing from WordPress to Joomla, and then building a whole lot of new links to the site, kind of giving it a fresh start. We've had a pretty good strike rate with sites that have been de-indexed, so definitely that can help as well. I know this isn't strictly speaking a de-indexed domain video, but that technique could be worth looking at if nothing else is working here. You can also throw some homepage backlinks, and if you go to the classified area of Traffic Planet, there are a bunch of different homepage backlinks programs, and of course I've got my own homepagebacklinks.com as well. You can also consider a $299 Yahoo directory backlink. This type of backlink definitely has some value, and there are a couple of issues here. The first is that when you submit your site into Yahoo, you pay your $299, and if they refuse your site for whatever reason, they keep the $300, so you've lost the money. The other thing I've noticed is that when I buy a site that has a Yahoo directory backlink at 301, it doesn't seem to have quite the power of a real Yahoo directory backlink. So I know that's a bit of a last resort and it's an expensive one, but it is worth considering if you determine to save that site. Just make sure that when the site is submitted to Yahoo, it doesn't look too spammy and too affiliate driven. It actually looks pretty good on content and quote-unquote user experience. A week or two after it's approved, you can go back and put all the affiliate links and all that stuff back up. But just during the consideration process by Yahoo, just make sure it looks pretty straight. Finally, if your site has actually been de-indexed, you can submit a reconsideration request to Google. That will take some time, and there are certainly no guarantees that you'll be included again, but it's worth trying if you've had no success with any other method. And of course here, you might be using one or many of these in combination with each other to rescue that site. But just remember, it's the backlinks that you built that we really want to save, not necessarily the site itself. And in that respect, the 301 is a very effective tactic.